It's time for a whole new Nintendo experience.
I've been a proponent for the Wii U gospel since it came out, and thankfully, the job has gotten much easier since then. Still, despite the recent boost in sales for the Wii U thanks to Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 8, deniers that the Wii U is an awesome system are still out there. One of the Wii U's best assets is its ability to bring people together for a great time in your living room. But for those of us who don't live in a college dorm or have parents that want to supply us with half a dozen siblings, the prospect of lining 4 people up to game with us on any given day seems pretty slim. So is the Wii U a practical solution for the person who does most gaming by themselves? The answer is a definitive yes. Here are my 5 best primarily single-player Wii U exclusives out right now. Obviously, Mario Kart and Smash can be fun for anybody, but I'm focusing on games that are designed primarily for the solo experience, and are exclusive to the Nintendo Wii U. As with all of the entries in this list, save for just one, just because something has a cute, friendly exterior doesn't mean it's a kid's game. Pikmin 3 is Nintendo's spin on real-time strategy games, and it is hard. Multitasking like a fiend is a prerequisite to doing well in this game, but few things are more rewarding than watching an army of tiny Pikmin take down a monster 50 times their size. The gameplay varies between relaxing as you forage through a new land or try to hunt down a piece of fruit lying around, and gripplingly stressful during boss battles. If you're looking for a game that has more flip-flops than an Old Navy in July, make sure to check out Pikmin 3 today. Captain Toad rides the line between puzzle and platformer the way that only a Nintendo title can. Much like me when I used to go to nightclubs, Captain Toad is a scared young forager who has no idea that disaster lies ahead. The small, diorama-esque levels that make up the majority of the gameplay will make your brain melt even though they are wrapped in fairly innocent packaging. Though the story isn't exactly as long as I'd like, it comes at a lower price point, which seems to be reflective of that fact. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker has all the quirkiness of Super Mario 3D World, but is shorter and focused on delivering a difficult but satisfying solo experience. The Legend of Zelda series set the bar for single-player experiences, so much so that the multiplayer-only household I grew up in left me totally devoid of one of Nintendo's flagship franchises. As a result, I jumped at the opportunity to play one of the best games from the GameCube era when Nintendo re-released it in HD for the Wii U. The dungeons are challenging, the combat is intuitive, and the game, like most Wii U games, looks gorgeous in HD. If you find yourself salivating over the new Zelda coming to Wii U in 2016 like it was a juicy steak, or a juicy piece of tofu for our vegetarian viewers, Wind Waker will fill the Zelda void in your life and look pretty darn good while doing it. Our particularly astute viewers might have realized that Bayonetta II is the game I was referring to earlier that wasn't intended to appeal to young kids, or at least kids who won't be on the news one day. Just because Bayonetta's hypersexuality and intense violent actions separate it from most Wii U titles doesn't mean it isn't more than deserving of your attention. The fast-paced frenetic action of Bayonetta and adult themes mean it was designed with the adult solo player in mind. A nominee for Game of the Year at last year's Game Awards, Nintendo took a chance when they decided to help fund Bayonetta 2, and their gamble has paid off as it has become one of the Wii U's highest-rated titles, despite the fact that it only appeals to a percentage of the Wii U's install base. For some reason that is far beyond me, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is criminally underrated. One of the best looking games, if not the best, for the Wii U, DK Tropical Freeze is incredibly difficult, but incredibly rewarding. By far the toughest platforming experience I've had since the Lost Levels, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze requires absolute precision, but also gives you an unparalleled sense of accomplishment if you can pull it off. A caveat to this entry is that technically DK Tropical Freeze can be played as co-op, but in the interest of your emotional health, don't ever do this. It will ruin all your relationships and leave you a lonely, tattered mess, though I guess that would end up giving you more time to play the rest of the games on this list. The game is difficult enough by itself. The last thing you need is somebody to blame for all your failings. Sheer challenge aside, DK Tropical Freeze is prettier than whoever the internet loves this week. Running at 1080p, DK's vibrant, saturated visuals give it one of the best art styles I've ever seen in a platformer. Furthermore, the soundtrack is mind-blowingly good, bringing back the composer from the original Donkey Kong Country games for the SNES. I'm gonna leave you with level 3-1 from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and you tell me you don't feel like a character from The Lion King while watching it. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 single-player Wii U exclusive games out right now. I realize there are some games coming out in the future that will probably challenge these 5, including Xenoblade Chronicles X and possibly even Yoshi's Woolly World. What do you think? Let us know in the comments or drop us a line on Twitter @PixelAttack.